Hi.
Looking for us, Paul Anderson? No?
Well, I think I have Paul.
Okay.
I'm looking for his family.
This is it. This is it.
It's our sister, your sisters.
Oh.
I'm Judy, and this is my sister Kathy,
Okay.
and you're Ron.
Well, my condolences to Kelly.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, I have never been on this boat, so I don't know what to expect.
Well, neither have
That
we.
makes 5 of
Yeah, I
us.
know.
When I was doing this book, I called up Dr. Harvey, and I told him that Paul, and he knew Paul quite a bit, because remember we used to have him stay at Asbury to look at our mom a little bit, and I think it was 4 times, and there was a guest apartment there. The problem was that Paul found a way of going elsewhere, and Mom would say, "Where has he been? I haven't seen him." But it worked out very well, and Dr. Harvey knew him. So Dr. Harvey took this, lifted this prayer out of the Book of Worship for the United Methodist Church, but personalized it a little bit. And then this poem was on a prayer card from somebody. But I kept it because I liked the verse, and Karen's going to read that. So I thought we could all read the prayer for Paul first, and then Karen, if you don't mind reading it. Okay, prayer for Paul. You ready? Mm-hmm. Almighty God, in your keeping there is a shelter from the storm, and in your mercy there is comfort for all the sorrows of life. Hear now our prayer for all who mourn and are heavy laden. Give to us and to all who mourn Paul the strength needed to bear and do your will. Lighten our darkness with your love and enable us all to see beyond the things of this mortal world the promise of the eternal. Help us to know that your care enfolds all your people, that you are our refuge and strength, and that underneath us all are your everlasting arms. Through Jesus Christ our Lord we pray. Amen.
I'm free. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path God has laid, you see. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all. I could not stay another day to laugh, to love, to work or play. Task left undone must stay that way. I found a peace at the close of day. If my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joys. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Oh yes, these things I too will miss. Me not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life's been full, I've savored much. Good friends, good times, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief. Lift up your hearts and peace to be. God wanted me now, he set me free. Thank you.
That's great.
Very appropriate. Very appropriate.
Yes, that was excellent.
That was perfect, Colin.
Good friends, good times.
That's the way Paul wanted us to remember him.
Yes, for sure.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the family, we'll put this in the basket, these flowers, please, and we'll go grab the urn and we'll put them on the rose petals. Someone like to assist me doing that? We'll just put them in the basket.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and now if you'd like to put the remaining flowers around the urn. For the basket of the urn, we're going to trip the basket. Of course, immediately the urn will fall to sea. The flowers will float, we'll pause, we'll make a circle to the left to go back to rewind the clock. We'll pause and then we'll come back in.
Sounds good.
This is your memorial, so any final words, final reflections that you'd like to say? This is for your final closure.
You got something philosophical to say?
If not, I will close it when you're ready with the reading that you have lost someone special.
All right.
Yeah, we are going to miss you, Paul.
We'll miss you.
Rest in peace, dude.
Okay.
If we hear any snoring. That effect.
If I hear it, I'll have to let you know. Okay. Well, I'd like to close it with a reading that you have lost someone so special. But we want to keep our loved one with us forever. And it hurts so much when forever comes too soon. And this loss is so great. Suddenly, acceptance was not required, and no permission was asked. But what if the spirit of your loved one has not left you, but has moved inside your hearts, never to be forgotten? For once we love someone, that person becomes a part of us and remains with us as long as our memories last. Treasure those memories now, and try to focus on the time that you did have. Let the blessings that you shared bathe you with love, encourage you with comfort, and inspire you to go on for this day forward. And in the silence of your loneliness, and as you struggle to adjust to this loss, please know that you're being remembered often from the loved one that is within your hearts, and yet the loved ones that are still beside you. And always remember to cherish your love, your health, your happiness today and always. May you go rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers follow. Basically reading on behalf of myself, Captain George.
He had a special feeling about his work that he did with the Oceanic Institute
Yes,
and the aquarium,
yes,
and I think
yes.
this is very fitting
Yes.
that we in turn
Yes.
here in the
What I'd like to do, let me go down and put it over the rail, make it more closure for you.
Yes, yes.
So don't follow me, I'm just going to put it down below.
Be careful.
We've done it before. Just go ahead and lower it slowly, and just let it ride on the water a little bit. Let go of the little rope. Just hold that one until you're ready. Okay, let's pull this one. Go ahead and pull. Pull. There you go. All right.
Oh,
Bridge mark.
isn't it nice? Isn't that nice?
Mark. Okay. Paul has a resting place.
looks like a heart.
Is it forming a heart?
Yeah, it is. It's forming a heart.
Oh, then that means. I got it here. Thank you. You got your rope. Notice when we made the circle, how the water becomes calm.
Yeah.
That's his resting place right there.
Right. That is cool. I know that he would have wanted this. He loved.
Hey, he
he just
would have
loved the
joined us.
ocean. Yeah, he would. Yeah.
This is very, very nice. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. But it helps to have such a beautiful day, doesn't it?
Well, thank you for ordering it.
Yeah.
You got a prayer and ordered it. Thank you.
He really loved living in Long Beach too, in his apartment there. He just he felt so happy up in that apartment
Looking out on the ocean.
Hey,
Yeah, where
wasn't he inviting you already to a party?
Oh yeah.
Well,
There
here
we
we
are.
are.
Every
Yeah,
time
we
we
were
talk
gonna have
to him.
we wanted to have a housewarming party in his newest apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already in the works, yeah.
Well, as the sea gets back to its original state, as it almost is, when you're ready to say farewell, let me know and we'll head back in. You're welcome to stay back here, or we can, you go back up before we bounce too much.
Well, I think he was very enamored with the harbor, how it had
Yes.
become the biggest in the U.S.
Yes.
So the last time we were in Long Beach, we came down to this harbor, past the battleship and, all of that.
Okay, you ready to
So,
go?
yes.
Apartment, all of these wonderful memories, but in most of them it's saying that they never saw Paul with that smile on his face.
Yeah.
It's so true. I mean, you as his family probably saw him differently, but I never saw him.
No.
I never saw him.
Whatever misdeeds he did, he just put on his smile and.
I never saw him angry at anybody either, though. You know what I mean? Like everything was just okay. Everything rolled off his back.
Yeah. We had some heated discussions.
Yeah, well-
I'm sure his
once in a
family
while.
did.
Yeah, well, maybe when in those younger years, but we had was she unusual? We had a mother who was very dominant, and she was quite negative a lot, and she would repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And I remember one time, Paul and I were both in Buffalo, and I don't know where we were going, and I said, I don't know what it was, but it was another memory that Mom had mentioned again and again and again. And I said to Paul, I said, I don't know, but I don't live here. I'm far away, and I don't have to hear this. I said, how do you cope with it? And he said, I have trouble, and that's why one of the reasons that I make light of everything, It was his way of compensating for the negativity. He could not stay on the negative.
Right.
He had to always move away from it. Now, was that perfect? It wasn't perfect because some things he needed to stay
Sometimes
on.
he went too far the other
stay
way.
on course
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, take care of business and you know, and the other thing he said to me numerous times was he wanted everyone to like him. And I remember when he was frustrated over finding jobs of late, I would always call and he would say something to the effect that, well, they liked me. And I would, as the big sister, I would always say, Paul, that unfortunately that's not what it's about. It's about having a good track record that you can report on and a performance where they want to keep you. I said, it's not about liking you, but that always was what he said, was they liked me. And plenty of people did. But in some realms, that isn't the most important thing, like with your employer. You know, so I think a lot of his behavior stemmed from the avoidance of negativity. And the other part was, I don't know if Mom told you over and over again about the 5th grade teacher. The 5th grade teacher told that our brother was not college material.
Oh, well, he proved it wrong.
We heard that for months.
Oh, I heard it for a year. I heard it for years. And my mother's reaction to anything that was, especially for Paul, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And, you know, this is not possible. But one of the things I started noticing about him was that he didn't take things seriously enough sometimes and didn't have follow through, you know, when he had. So, unfortunately, what my mother would do is she would do it for him.
Sometimes that's attention span, too, because I do think he was kind of like a flit
Yeah,
from
could
one
be.
thing to the next. Because my
be.
son was the same way. Really,
yes.
really smart. I mean, he did graduate. He did get through it, but I wouldn't have called him college material either. It wasn't
Yes.
his deal to sit down and study and stuff. I could see
Yes,
Paul being
yes,
kind of the same way.
yes,
You know, things
yes.
just came so easy to him.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Never
And
learned how to study.
he fit in so many. I mean,
Yeah.
I said to you a few times, our brother will never starve because all he would do is go to a beach somewhere and all of a sudden he's part of the celebration and he would always have food because they would be eating, you know, and he just would move in and not blink his eye. In fact, my son in his testimonial, he talked about that he was capable of doing that. I don't think John, my son, is capable of doing that, but he thought that, well, that's kind of cool that he's able to do that. And also, he did go to some things himself, alone. Performances. I wasn't always getting tickets for other people. He did a lot on his own. He also tried to entertain my mother by taking her to things. And one of my last memories, this was out in California, my parents, as their last trip, big trip, had gone to Hawaii. Remember that? So Paul mistakenly thought that my mother would embrace Hawaiian music big time. So he told me, because I had the car, he said, I got tickets, or we're going to get tickets. Never I have tickets. We're going to get tickets, and we're going to take Mom to this show. I thought it was great. But Mom let it be known that, when is this over? You know, and I felt sorry for my brother. You know, that she couldn't relax enough to appreciate something that was just pure entertainment, and her son thought she would like it, but boy, it didn't work. So, and I went up in Buffalo. What's the name of that place in Buffalo where they would have performances when he would take Mom to that music performances. You know, Larry,
Where?
the place up in Buffalo.
Yeah, North Tonawanda. Was it a Wurlitzer Park?
No, there's another place. performances of he would take her there. So he tried. Tried to lighten her up. She was incapable of being incapable. As we know. What? No. It's a big performance place. Still exists. Yeah, still exists. So
You know what he would do? He would always call me on Mother's Day.
he would call you on Mother's
Call
Day.
me on Mother's Day.
Oh
And
my
he was-
gosh.
And he was usually at the beach with a bunch of people that probably he didn't know. Yeah, that was a big thing for him. He was, and last year he started sending me all kinds of articles about motherhood and studies on childbearing age. And he was really like, that was something for him. Like he really revered moms. Like
Yeah,
what he would
yeah.
say and things like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I remember he came to Pittsburgh, brought a friend for Mother's Day weekend, and he gets up on Mother's Day and he says, "Well, we have reservation. We're going out to dinner somewhere." I said, "You got to be kidding, Paul! You're going to find a place that has an opening on Mother's Day." I said, "Besides, I'm the mother in this household. How come you're going out?" Yeah, he was very thoughtful.
Yeah, it was very. I couldn't
and,
believe it. We hadn't heard from him in months, and then all of a sudden he calls me on Mother's Day. It's like, aw.
Yeah, made you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to read Bob Burr's testimonial. Do you know Bob?
No, was he the
Yeah.
one about the dinner?
Yes.
I was reading that. Yeah.
we met him in 1996, and Paul was writing a chapter of a Macmillan book on databases, and he had hired Bob to be his editor. Remember that? And that was our first meeting with him, and Bob was on again, off again in this country. He married a Spanish lady. He'll be at the dinner tonight.
Oh, cool.
And one of the things that kind of, how should I put it, discouraged Paul's friends from being in association is that he wasn't necessarily reliable about showing up at places, and that's a perfect creative about the dinner. Paul invited him to dinner. Everything's expired in the refrigerator, and the house needed cleaned.
Yeah.
Always. He had to hire somebody to clean his places. That was back in 1996. We arrive at Treasure Island. We can't get in. Finally, we're in. And there's these young things. The guys with their chains hanging down and all that. And I'm thinking, Paul knew we were coming. Why would there be these young things? They would come up from the beach.
Because he can't.
He takes me outside and he says, "Judy, I promised them that you would pay them for cleaning my place." I said, "You what? Is this a greeting for your, for your sister?" Then, you know how he liked to take care of the pregnant ladies without the husbands. Did you know Shauna?
I heard her name. Yeah.
She apparently is in Florida right now, but she was pregnant, and that same night he says, "Well, Shauna needs some money because she's pregnant." I said, "Come on, Paul. You know, we didn't come here to be taking care of these friends in that way." And then we go to take them to dinner. Guess who's already there? Those young things.
Oh.
He said,
We had a night like that.
so he was indiscriminate as far as
He had a lot of friends.
he had a lot of friends because he did that sort of thing.
But he
And
didn't
all
judge
inclusive.
either. He didn't judge.
He didn't judge, but he didn't judge that's you don't do that to your sister,
No,
but expect them to pay for
I
it.
always felt that whenever I was going to do something with Paul, I had to caution myself that don't expect this to go according to any plan, because it was definitely not going to follow anything, and we were just kind of follow our nose and find out whatever's going to happen. Usually, we would survive the evening, but we had some funny times.
Yeah, well, you talk about about the concert you went to, and then you couldn't get back.
Right, and he wanted to sleep on the beach. He's like, oh, we'll just sleep on the
I
beach.
know.
And he would have, I'm sure. You know, and I'm like, well, I have a dog at home. I have to get home.
We got all the way down there, and we finally get to the concert. We finally get seats, and we heard the last song of the concert.
Kind of wasn't his
It's over. What happened? Oh,
Short concert.
Yeah, and he went frequently to the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah. Well, he and I went to Price is Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God, what an adventure that was. He get up early in the morning, goes, oh, you got to come to my house, and I got it all figured out. We're going to take mass transit. It's so much easier. We can go from here to here. Oh my God, it was like 4 hours of buses and subways and walking and everything. We finally get there. We're standing on the curb, and there's a line of people. God, it must be 5 blocks long. And there's a couple of people walking down. They're looking at people, and they're handing them cars. I said, Paul, are we going to get in? He goes, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, we did get in. And that started, that was at 7:30. Well, from 7:30 till 1:30, we went through this routine, this to try to get qualified to get just to become an audience member. Oh my! I said, Paul, if I'd known we were going to go through this rigmarole, I never would have done this. So we go all the way through, and you know, we get interviewed. He's having a grand time. He's talking to everybody. He's fooling around with everybody. You know, and it's like water off a duck's back. We finally get into the audience, and we sit down, and we're sitting there. And if you've ever gone to a game show, this is my first experience with this. Every person in there is screaming at the top of their lungs. You can't hear the person sitting right next to you. And the show hasn't even started. People are just screaming, you know, to try to get attention. And I said, Paul, what's going on? And so finally the show starts, and somebody sitting next to us gets actually selected to go down for the very first thing to try to get into the show. And so Paul and I, we had our 5 seconds of fame on television, because here we're sitting, and the guy chosen next to him, he must have weighed like 400 pounds. He was this gigantic guy. You know, he gets up and he's like dwarfing us. But we were on TV, and he actually went on to win the whole show. But oh my God! After that, I said, Paul, I don't think I want to go to any more game shows with you.
No, for sure. Well, Larry, the story I like about Paul was we were up in Lake Tahoe, and Paul wanted to go skiing, and you were sick, and you were in a rendezvous. So tell that story.
You want to hear the story?
Yes, tell that story.
Basically, he didn't show up.
He didn't show up. He
Didn't
did sicker than
show
a
up at
dog.
all.
I took the kids up early in the morning, dropped them off to go skiing. I had altitude sickness. I came back.
That's the worst. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Paul has done his laundry, and he's folding everything up, packing his suitcase. And I said to him, I don't really feel like going skiing, Paul. I'm sick. He said, no, let's go. Let's do it half a day. He said, you go up ahead, and I'll meet you up at the second lift. So I go get my $75 lift ticket. I ski up. I wait for an hour. No Paul. I take the tram down. I get off the tram. I throw up all over the place. I go back to the apartment. There's a note. Decided to go back home. Thanks for everything, Paul. He had no intention of going skiing.
Yeah.
That's when I said, you can't let people take advantage of you unless you let them. And that was the end of my.
Well, how about
Paul
the
take
cars?
advantage of
The
me.
car thing when you would have.
Oh, he'd visit, and we'd have dinner planned for a certain time, and we'd tell Paul, and he says, I just have to go down here to get
At
something.
Christmas Eve, 3 o'clock, I need to go Christmas shopping.
Okay, so he goes, and he doesn't show up for dinner, and we hold it as long as we can because, you know, the food goes a little awry. And he shows up, and
At 7.
something like that, and he says, I'm sorry, but I'm here now, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then Larry looks at the odometer, and he had put how many miles on it?
Over 100.
100 miles on
Trying
it.
to find
He went
a
on a
store.
trip.
Christmas Eve, trying to find a store.
I guess, I don't know.
Didn't he go
He
to?
did it at least 2 or 3 times.
Didn't he go to South Beach or something with
Oh,
the
yeah,
car?
yeah.
Yeah.
Got in the car. I took him down to
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers to take the hydro plant to stay at his friend's house that
Oh,
had
yeah.
this
What's her name? Shauna's place. Met up with.
Yeah.
had this beautiful 4-star place down in Key West. When he gets back, how was it, Paul? Well, they were living in a tent.
Not only that, the hydrofoil went on a bum, and they didn't get it until 2 or 3 in the morning. We had to go down to Fort Myers at 2 or 3 in the morning to pick them up. This is just one thing leads to another
I
with
know,
them.
I know. We never lent them a course.
Yeah, well, that was
Because I was
yeah.
always worried what might happen.
Yeah.
But he would find a way. He would find a
He
way.
got distracted.
Just take me to Fort Myers.
Maybe a little bit of ADD. And I-
Well, maybe in the eternal life he's with mom and he's getting an earful
I'm
for
sure.
eternity.
I'm sure.
That could be.
But
That's
there
when
were
heaven
good-
can be
There were
hell.
good times with him too. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was.
Well, the
he did
kids talk
crazy
about
things.
movie day. Your kids talk about movie day on Christmas Day.
Yes,
That he would treat you all to
Right.
a movie. And then my brother had this habit. He'd go into a movie house and he'd pay for one movie and he would see them all. He would just spend the day there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't find him.
We couldn't find him. Looking in all the movies.
I was with Paul many a times back in the day, going from one movie theater to another when I was a single guy with Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
My kids thought it was so funny though. He came out to visit. He just showed up and with the Lord of the Rings movie was on, so we went there. I think I wrote about it, but he went out and he bought all these submarine sandwiches, big sub sandwich. He stuffed them all down his pants. He snuck them into the theater. We had like a big feast.
Kids thought that was the greatest.
They're laughing like crazy.
Leave it to Paul.
Yeah, but he was something. I mean, his mind just operated at a level well beyond mine. He was constantly thinking of 2 or 3 things at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was a gift and also what's the opposite? A curse.
Yeah.
Because I think that's why he
We're not
acted the
going
way
out
that he
3
did.
miles.
You know.
No.
The new law is 500 yards.
I think so. Yeah. Beyond the brick wall. That's it.
Told me.
He was the.
Well, just let me know when you're ready. We'll head out to sea.
Okay.
Are you done with your
ready.
prayers?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
close
We
yours
are.
out?
We're telling.
Yeah,
Okay,
We're
so
telling
what
you
we're
his
we're just going to
stories.
head out to the main body. We'll go back out towards the buoys, and we'll have you in the back, and we'll do the closure for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
So we're going to go ahead and get underway a little bit and head out.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. Thank you.